All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Apostate Weekly. I'm James.
And I'm Ryan.
And this week we have some stories for you, from Bible burnings to drag queens to bombs. So it's going to be a fun show. So strap in and hold on tight, and let's get ready for the show. All right. So it has been feels like it's been a long week since last week.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was up in your neck of the woods, and then, of course, before that, I was up at my parents, and then back home and back to work. It just feels like I've just been all over the place.
Well, now you're back to normalcy with weirdos staring at you on the TV screen.
Yep, I see them too. They're drinking out of a Yeti. So, tell me what you got for us this morning. Anything?
I have a couple things. One thing I thought y'all would find funny, which I mean, I didn't really find funny, is somebody put a little something into my. I got a screenshot here. Somebody put something into my mailbox, and yeah. Thanks, dear friend. Never forget how Jesus looked at the cross 2,000 years ago and said, "You're worth killing myself. He loves you endlessly. Happy Easter." And truly, it made my day. And I wanted you all to know that I'm now Christian. I've converted.
Oh,
It did the trick.
it's about time too. I mean, who would have thought that a little handwritten note on your door would have done it?
But that's what it takes, James. That's what it takes. That's why, like, we're not getting the converts that we think we should. We just need to write a little handwritten note on a little note card here, just like that. The ones you get from dollar store, not even the nice thick kind, like they're just like literal paper, but they happen to have some lines on them. Yeah, that's what's going to
So
have
that
people change
that
their
was your Damascus Road moment there, huh?
heart. Yeah, everything was revealed. All was revealed to me. A revelation occurred, and now I have this knowledge, this esoteric knowledge that nobody else has.
Well,
Why?
maybe but see, my question though is like, okay, you and I were in the same boat until you jumped ship. But like, why didn't I get that note? Because we were in the same boat. Like, am I still a worthless heathen piece of crap here?
See, I think that's what the problem is like, I'm going to have to go check my neighbors and find out if they're worthless pieces of crap, because if they didn't get this note, then it's likely they probably should be in jail.
Yes, it is. Now, maybe what you need to do is put it on your copier and start putting it on everybody else's door.
Oh, maybe it's like a special note, and whoever wrote it just has the handwriting that for whatever reason will make somebody want to
Or or
convert.
or
Convert.
or if you don't do it, if you don't send that note to at least 10 other people, you're going to die within the next 30 days.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those. If you don't come to the Kingdom Hall within 30 days, you're going to die. And every day you get a phone call.
Yes.
Do you love Jehovah yet?
We're watching you.
They probably are. Yeah, the bunny, like,
Hey,
I'm not
how's it
gonna
going,
lie.
Michelle?
I honestly thought it was printed because of just like, I thought like it was like one of those font that looks handwritten. It's meant to look. No, that's genuine. Somebody genuinely wrote this, and I'm guessing they wrote hundreds of them, unless I just happened to be the special one. Maybe they saw the homosexual flag outside and the Palestinian flag and thought I needed extra Jesus.
You're a homosexual Palestinian, huh?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, damn, she really needs it."
She's gonna get extra fire in hell.
Yeah, she's all about the hellfire coming her way.
That's right. So I like this question from Jonathan. Does it mean you have to vote for Rump now?
Mhm. Only for rump.
Only for Rump. So, anyways, let's get this party started. Oh, wait, we already did. But I got a good story for you to start the day off here because I, I laugh at this and I don't encourage this behavior, but I still laugh at it. I don't know if you saw in the news or not how in front of Pastor Greg Locke's church, somebody parked a trailer on the road there full of Bibles and set them on fire.
No way.
Yes.
Um, I love that idea. That's
And
brilliant.
on top of it all, they did this on Easter Sunday around 6 a.m.
Oh, shit.
So it was dropped middle of an intersection right by his church. Now, they don't know who did it or why they did it, but it's kind of ironic, really, especially in light of how Pastor Locke had a public book burning of all the books he disagrees with.
Mhm.
And then somebody brings a trailer full of Bibles and burns them in front of his church.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Morning, mom and dad. So it's just so hilarious. Oh, look at this. My dad can finally comment now.
What was he having trouble?
Well, he had a tablet where it, for whatever reason, the app for YouTube wouldn't let him comment on anything. And so for his anniversary, Crystal and I got him a new tablet,
Oh,
better
that's
than what he
nice.
had. And now he can finally comment on YouTube channels. So welcome to the party, Dad.
Moving on up.
Join us in the 21st century
Right.
here.
Welcome to the 21st century. How does it feel? Jesus is risen and you have a tablet. Not Moses'
Jesus is
tablet.
risen.
Jesus Ritzits. Jesus Ritz. Jesus Ritz.
Jesus Ritz.
Yeah,
Is that
Jesus.
because of the yeast that he rose?
I don't know. I thought they didn't have leavened bread. I thought they had unleavened bread that didn't rise because they didn't have time to let it rise. And it was
But
like that thin, crispy shit.
Jesus said, this means my body, and then he rose, so he had to have the yeast in order to rise.
So he's
So
not the
maybe,
unleavened bread. So then why are we eating unleavened bread?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Just makes there's just so many holes in that story.
yeah, that one doesn't make sense. Oh yeah. Oh God, this story is so holy.
Yes, just like Ritz crackers.
Exactly like a Ritz, but not as tasty.
Exactly, or a salty.
You've risen too. Good morning, Joe and Fran. They have risen.
Yes, yes.
Hallelujah. It's good to see you. I know like you guys. Oh, you know what? Actually, why don't I just tell you? Because it makes it so much more simple. Like we already know this stuff. All these like myths are based on older ones. Gnostic Informant just released probably one of the best videos about Easter and the connections through like thousands of years up until Jesus and beyond Jesus until they finally got wiped out because of Christianity. Y'all have to check that out. It really, woo! I felt so, I don't know, confirmed. What's the word? I just felt legit. Like I felt like everything I've been saying, I don't feel crazy anymore because real ones recognize. You have to go watch that
So
Gnostic
not only
Informant.
have you converted, you've also got your confirmation.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm confirmed that Jesus stole themes and
You're a
motifs.
confirmed lunatic.
I'm a confirmed apostate. I'm one of the worst.
You're one of the worst. Oh man, maybe I should now stay. I like it here. Ah. So, shall we move on to other stories then?
Just don't try to make it make sense. Don't do it. Yes, let's move along.
All right. Did you have another story you wanted to bring out?
I think he was talking about dung. Didn't he say something about making Yeah, I think you're right. Ezekiel's a freaking y'all just need to read his book straight up. I did have one other big story if you want me to go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm going to take this off first and then share this tab instead. Okay. So if you all hadn't heard, the World Food Kitchen program, or it's either called like the World Food Kitchen or the World Central Kitchen or the World Food Program. But anyway, I'm not sure if y'all heard, but 7 people were killed the other day in an Israeli airstrike in Gaza. And here's the thing, y'all, is like that is a war crime. You're not allowed to just attack people who are doing humanitarian aid. You can't do it. And we know that these vehicles that they were traveling in were targeted because they targeted them all. And I want to show you something else. This tab, if you can see those, every single truck is clearly marked. And not even on the sides, they're also marked from the top. So this can't happen. So you can't like misconstrue what kind of vehicle it is, right? So clearly, legibly marked from all sides are these vehicles, and the drones intentionally targeted their vehicles. I think there was like 2 or 3 vehicles that these 7 workers were in, and they were all targeted. So, who were they? We have somebody from Palestine, Australia, Poland, USA, and Canada. So they have a US and Canada citizenship. So they just killed a US citizen who was doing humanitarian work. Security team, UK, UK. Okay. So we've got people from 3 or 4 different countries that were targeted by Israeli drones. And the IDF, oh gosh, I forget what position he is, but the one IDF representative just said it was a huge mistake and they're going to do some really thorough research to figure out how it happened. Yeah, no, it's intentional and they're just playing games with our hearts. But that's the story. I just wanted you all to know. Oh, and also I recently posted, like if you want to see how bad the humanitarian crisis is in Gaza right now, there is images of babies. Just give me a second. I'm going to show you. You hold on. You wait. You just a second.
I've been waiting for this whole time. So,
Oh, you know what? It hasn't posted yet. But how about this? I'll just show you where it will be released today if you're interested. So this is the Operation Olive Branch YouTube, excuse me. And so I've been running this. So I'd appreciate any support if you don't mind. But anyway, there's going to be a video posted, I believe today. I have it scheduled, and it's of a little baby who is malnourished. And I mean, when I say malnourished, like trigger warning, because it's really terrifying to look at how malnourished the baby is. So they're in a huge crisis, and they intentionally kill the humanitarian aid workers. It's a genocide. Okay, I'm done. That's all I have to.
see, my biggest question for this whole thing is like, why are these war crimes being committed? And every country in the world is sitting on their hands doing nothing about it.
Because USA is the big bully, and what are they going to do?
Pull funding, pull support.
Yeah, now that they should be doing, and a lot of people are. There's already been a lot of countries cutting ties and putting
I mean,
sanctions and stuff.
I mean, I don't know how these contracts and treaties work with these countries exactly, but I do know that in a contract, if you breach your contract, the other side is no longer legally obligated to abide by their side of the terms and conditions because you breached it. And wouldn't genocidal acts, war crimes be a breach of international treaties and contracts? So
Yeah.
therefore, you really have no obligation to them to continue supporting them. Pull the hell out, cut all the funding, and make them suffocate on money alone.
And a lot of countries are, but not enough. Not enough are obviously, but I mean they're obviously feeling the pinch because you all, I'm not sure if you all know, but they are building a port in Palestine, occupied Palestine, where they're going to deliver food aid. Really, this is just another way for Israel to get the shit they've not been able to get because people have been blockading them in the ways that they can, like Yemen and etc. with their boats. But yeah, they're building a port on the rubble and the dead bodies of the Palestinians who've not even been able to be buried, and we've not even been able to count. And they're building a port where they're going to deliver food aid. Like, how about just stop killing the aid workers and let the trucks in? Like, this is all just a ruse to be able
Yeah.
to build a place for Israel to get what they need and to build the gas structure and get tap the the natural gas that they have there, the reserves. It's wild, man. It's wild. This is all just happening and people are like, it's, I don't know. It's so crazy to me. So crazy.
Yeah, it is.
They treat us like we're stupid, but they know we know. They know most of us know what's happening, but what can we do truly to stop it?
And that's what they play on. What can you do?
People
I
call
mean,
me T word. I literally got called a T word like people were calling me out of my name left and right the other day on a live. And I mean, I laugh about it because I'm just like, you're killing babies and I'm the terrorist. Like, I just find that funny. And you're being aggressive and yelling at me, but I'm okay, friend. Okay.
it's exactly like talking to religious people when you're calling them out on their
It's the
bullcrap.
cult.
And yeah, and
Cult of
they
America.
and then they turn around, and because they have no good argument or excuse for what they're doing, they in turn have to start with the ad hominem attacks on you because they know they've already lost any kind of sensible argument there is because they have none.
Yep. And that was all they were doing was the ad hominem. They were like, my body, my face, like anything. I was just like, man, y'all are desperate. I have to care about you in order for your opinion to even affect me, but like, show your true self, please. I like people showing me who they are.
Yeah. And a lot of times when they're doing that, they're just projecting, you know, and that's all it is. They're just being projectionist there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True that.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and move along now.
Move along, little
So,
doggy.
as our regular viewers will know, we've been reporting on Norway and the situation there with the Jehovah's Witnesses and that whole case. So I have a little update on this because I saw this coming too. We knew this was going to happen. So, for those who don't recall, the witnesses lost their religious status in Norway because of their policies on shunning, especially in regards to minors and how it affects them. And so, because of that, the state said, no, you're not having your religious status. That means they don't have their tax status anymore. They're no longer allowed to perform weddings. So, that's all said and done. So now, what are the Jehovah's Witnesses up to now? Well, they're appealing that decision. Of
Oh,
course, we knew
good.
this was going to happen. What else would they do? Because they are trying to hold on to water in a submarine that has a screen door installed. They're just a sinking ship with no hope. And that's all this is. And they're trying to make it out like Norway has gotten this misleading information, and they're calling it brazenly absurd and attempt to spread disinformation regarding reasons for being denied legal recognition. So their arguments, Norway has been over these arguments. Watchtower tried to use these same arguments before these decisions were ever passed down.
Yeah.
They're not going to work. All you're
We've heard it all
doing,
before.
all they're doing is wasting government time that they could be spending on more important things.
Yep.
They're wasting money that the people, the witnesses, are going to have to be spending out of their donations on these things, because you know they're going to be fined on these as well. Because you don't go file appeals or anything in a court without paying for it. So that's all they're doing. And I can pretty much guarantee you that their appeal isn't going to win. They're not going to win their appeal.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. They're getting struck down left and right.
At this point, the state of Norway knows who the Jehovah's Witnesses are. They know how they operate. They know their tactics. They're not dumb. So,
If anything, I think they're probably setting off more alerts and alarms.
Oh, thank you, Joe and Fran. That is so awesome. That I love hearing that. Thank you so much.
Aw, that's amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see how that would get. Yeah, how that can give hope, and I hope there's hope there. I hope there's hope. For sure, for sure, for sure.
But I mean, Norway has Watchtower by its balls when it comes to this.
But they're just showing their hand.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, we're gonna look at Norway as a case study, and we're looking at what the J-dubs are doing to protect themselves, clown around, and we're gonna know their moves.
Yeah.
Like, we know what we've always kind of known their moves to some extent, but they just move so erratically. It's hard to figure out, can't predetermine it, but we know what's up their sleeve.
Well, I mean, all they had to do really was go look at what Watchtower did in Australia after the commission, and they would be able to predict what they were going to do with them here. And we knew that was going to happen anyway. So we'll keep following this. As I said, I don't really see any reason that Watchtower is going to win their appeal whatsoever. Their cards have been played. They've lost the game.
Yeah. Hey, you want to waste your precious money that you're literally bleeding on something that you're bound to fail at? So be it. I don't know. Like, what are you trying to prove? Like, who are you trying to prove it to?
Well, I think it's all a big dog and pony show, really.
Like smoke and mirrors.
Because what they're doing is they're filing these appeals to show off to the members that they're trying to do something about this, because it's not right, because of all this. So it's all just a show for them. So for anybody else who is on the outside of it, we know what they're up to and why they're doing it.
100%. And it absolutely is a means to delay the end. Why? I don't know. Maybe they think they're moving money around and they're going to be able to pay somebody off. Again, we can't predict what they do, but we know they got money to throw at stuff, but they're also going to be bleeding a lot.
Yeah, they are. So anyways, moving on to the next story that I have for y'all. This one comes out of Austria, and this is, again, something that I absolutely do not promote, agree with, or any of the above. This happened, this story was on March 30th. So this was just a few days ago. There was a suspicious package delivered at the entrance of a Kingdom Hall, and police arrived, and a security was established around it, and they used specialized teams and robots to determine it. Well, they found an explosive device. It says it was a fully functional explosive device, homemade,
Huh?
unconventional, but yet it was an explosive device. So they don't have any information or motive or perpetrators for this, but they did take measures to keep everybody away and keep everybody safe, and nobody was hurt, and this bomb didn't go off. So, just it seems like, I don't know, just in the little over a year that we've been doing this show, so many of these types of stories have come out, and it's just crazy.
I'm just, this is it's interesting. Why? I don't like, I, why do I just feel like it's almost like possibly an inside job? I don't know, bro. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird that they're ramping up. Something is making this happen, and I can't just simply believe that all of a sudden we're like XJWs are doing. Like, I know they can be violent. I understand that. I understand that. I've been in the religion.
Well, I mean, we've discussed this
It's a
before,
phenomenon.
and I, with the mental gymnastics and cruelty that you're put through within the religion, it can drive some to do these extreme behaviors,
I definitely
and
right. I definitely
they
think that's possible, but
and especially when they don't address it. If they're, I mean, if it's a current member that did this, yeah, they're most likely not to have addressed it at all. If it's a former member of the religion, obviously they haven't addressed it if they're doing measures like this. So
well,
no,
not for
Sam,
JWs,
it's
I
not
guess.
normal.
But like, I don't know why do the stories always seem so ominous. Why does it always seem as if like we don't? I guess maybe it takes till they catch the perp to get the true like story. But why was the package suspicious? Who called it in? Like, who saw it and thought
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a suspicious package? Like me, I guess I'm just like, oh, package. Let me see what's in there.
Yeah, everybody, Ryan would be dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, oh, package. What's in here?
So everybody send her your packages.
It just feels too directed somehow. I don't know.
I mean, it's crazy, and
Or
I
is it
obviously,
because they're posting so much more are they posting more explosive imagery? I've not really looked at their is that ramping up? I mean, it's always
I
felt like
I
a
have
lot
no
in the first
idea.
place.
I have
Well, and
no
I
idea
don't
on the
even
imagery.
necessarily want to say it's I don't I don't know what I'm saying, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just feel as though I don't trust that organization not to do nefarious things, even if they are like dangerous to some extent, because they are dangerous people. Like we're like, oh, explosive, that's too far. They kill kids, right? So it's
Right.
really just not too far. If you can kill a kid, you can do you just can do anything. So that's what I'm saying. I just want us to maybe think outside the box. Why so many all of a sudden? It's almost as if they need to be looking as oh look, the world is against us, y'all. Look, the world is so against us.
Well, and here's another side that it might be too. It may not be
Yeah, it's
ramped
just
up
like,
or more than usual. We're just more aware of it because we're covering these things and finding these stories, you know?
and yeah, and that could be it. It could be that we've not really paid attention like we, previously had. This is causing me to have to, like, search JW, things all the time. So that could just be part of it. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm
It
not
just seems like
discrediting what you said either, but there
no, no,
it
no,
could
for
be that,
sure.
it could be this too.
It honestly, like the way that they program us, like Joe and Fran have talked about, the way that they program us, and I don't mean like program like we're robots, but the imagery that's in our head is, fear inducing, anger inciting. It causes us to go through a lot of emotions. I mean, I just think about my book of Bible stories sometimes and how I felt as a kid, like seeing blood or somebody being stabbed or whatnot, and like thinking like, oh well, that was okay. Jehovah said that was okay. Like, does that do something to you as an adult that would make you so much more explosive? Pardon the term. Praise
Well,
Jehovah. Right. And I
yeah,
can see them spinning it too. Like, look,
yeah,
This is Jehovah's direction that nothing happened.
exactly. So, that's again, we
Yikers.
don't really know what their motive was. We don't know who did it. We don't know why they did it. And I don't want to go trying to guess or spread things
No, no,
that
no.
it's not. I know we discussed different aspects of it. I just want to make it clear that we're not trying
Right.
to guess what it
Please don't.
is and spread it when it may not be that. We
Right.
are just trying to collaborate on ideas here for what it may be, but we have no idea.
Right. No clue.
So,
It's just weird that Norway makes a decision. All of a sudden, all the rules are having to change, and then now they're being targeted. It's just weird,
yes,
and that could just be the world because the world is fucking
this so much, Sam. You're so right. It did for me
weird.
too, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
And when you don't have those emotions, you don't care if you're going to harm others.
Nope. Not at all. Things that make you go, hmm.
Mhm.
It's the things that make you go,
All right. I got one
hmm.
last one for you, and that'll be our show for the day. So, this is out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Ruh-roh.
Such a great area of the country there, from what I hear.
Yep, yep, yep.
And this is so there was a drag queen story hour being held. And like any good fundamentalist, right wing, God loving, God country, guns person, you should go protest out in front of these things. Because heaven forbid that people live their lives and go to a library and get read to by somebody dressed in drag. Because,
Oh,
as people of faith, and you should know this, Ryan, especially after the start of this show, you should know this. As people of faith, we have to declare and decree biblical principles, and it's God's standard of living in faith.
hallelujah.
Praise
Oh,
Jeebus.
really? And that's interesting because Jesus wore a dress. So
And
you,
just
you good?
remember,
You good, bro?
bec- just remember, because it doesn't fit within how we think about how things should be, therefore, we need to eliminate it. That's how they say. And they basically just say that right here in the article. They're quoted because they say, we're standing tonight to pray and stand against the things we do not think are good for our community, but we aren't standing against people. And that's the big difference. Yeah, you are standing against people because you're standing against their freedoms right there. And
Ay,
if you
ay,
don't
ay.
like it, move on.
It's so
That's it.
weird. Like, then don't go.
And
I'm not
what
sure
I
why
never
you
understood,
need to be worried about what other people do for entertainment or education.
what I never understood though is like these people always have to insert themselves, and then they want to turn around, and if you say anything against them, well, all of a sudden you're persecuting us. But no, you're not the ones being persecuted. You're just being called out.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly. Yep. You're
Yes,
you're
exactly,
getting
Sam.
accountability. It's called
We don't
having
hate
to
the
deal with
person, we
your
hate the
actions.
actions.
Yep. Well, isn't that the consequences of your actions?
Yep, it is. And, you know, these people really they get under my skin when they do this kind of stuff. Cause, like, just if you really believe in your God and supposed to take care of whatever evils there are in this world, and you're supposed to leave it in his hand, and your God says return evil for evil to no one, vengeance is mine. Leave people the hell alone and sit back and let your God do it. Quit trying to interfere in your God's will.
Right? Why isn't your God's Holy Spirit able to use his active force and manipulate stuff like he normally does? Like he manipulates other things and make things possible for Jehovah's Witnesses and other
Yeah,
religions. Just let God do it then.
yeah,
Yeah, Jesus spent a lot of
exactly.
time with everybody. He didn't care who you were. He was a man about town. He was all through like Palestine, up and down that land. He wasn't just like, even though Jesus was a Jewish man, he was a Jewish Canaanite, which meant that there was a lot of different cults and activities at that time that he existed in the first century, influences from all kinds of countries, and he didn't discriminate. He didn't. So if he didn't discriminate and he liked to wear a dress, what's the problem with us doing that?
Well, I tried to follow Jesus' example too, but my wife didn't fall for it.
He's like, no, you're not hanging out with the sex workers.
Yeah. So, anyways, that is all I have for today, unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
I forgot that I was going to tell y'all a Reddit story, but it was just basically about someone gave their what happened to them. I guess their mom or their dad, I forget, had gone to the Kingdom Hall and had mentioned when they got back that the whole like not shunning thing is just to basically give them an offer of a Bible study, and if they eventually turn down that Bible study, you have to go back to shunning them. And I was like, "Damn, see, I wonder if that's how they're going to put it. Like they can put that out to the public like, look, this is what we're saying. Everybody's welcome back." But then at the K Hall, Oh,
Oh,
somebody had mentioned all the letters too. I forgot to highlight that.
speaking of those things too, I was reading it on Facebook. People were talking to their parents or family about the new updates as far as like the beards and the women wearing pants and the men not wearing ties and stuff, right?
Mhm.
And you know what they're saying about that? They are saying that it is so that they can blend in better for when the great tribulation comes. So they're not sticking out. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Weren't we always told that we were supposed to be sticking out? And that's how we're identified as the true religion, because we do stick out.
But
And
now we're
now we're
blending
supposed
in.
to
Yeah,
blend
I've
in.
seen that. I've seen people
This is
saying
like
that.
complete reversal of thinking from what it used to be.
Was it either Ron or Larchwood who posted a tweet, and I think I was reading through, it was like different quotes of JWs and what they think it could be, but yeah, that's basically their thought process is, "Oh, yeah, now we're gonna be able to be even more protected because of Jehovah's new provision of allowing us to blend in when for 100 years almost or whatever, the whole point of being a JW is we're separate from the world. We look different, we act different, we think different, and now we're going to blend in. Wow.
And that's supposed to be more of a protection. Let me put it to you this way. He doesn't protect your children from being molested in your kingdom halls. What makes you think he's going to protect you at Armageddon?
Y'all, their logic, it's a lot of gymnastics up in there. That little brain cell's doing a lot of flippity flops, trying to make things make sense.
Yeah, I know. Putting the square peg in the round hole.
In this season of the cult.
This season of the cult.
Season 145. Yeah, for real. Actually, what season are we in? We're technically in like season, because they started in
79.
But see, how far back do you really want to go? Because it's, again, just like Easter and Jesus. Like, truly, the religion has its roots into other roots to have other roots. Like, it's just ideas that switch over time.
Technically, we go back to Adam and Eve.
Thank goodness, only because of Noah. If it weren't for Noah,
yeah,
we'd have been done for. So Noah really kind of saved our lives.
And if you ever need a boat built, I know a guy.
But be careful. He might curse you.
Yeah. Well, I'm more worried about the aftermath of the boat.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean, when you have to repopulate the earth a second time through incest, I mean, come on.
Oh my God. I mean, it's like you did it wrong the first time. You'd think like, okay, maybe I need to switch things up. Having people fuck each other, maybe that was the problem. Maybe that's what went wrong with my whole plan. Nope. Start all over. Did it again. Like, homie. Yep. Yeah, but we used to talk about how they dress.
And they say God makes no mistakes, but yet he keeps on making the same ones.
Exactly. So no logic there.
Not whatsoever. Hello.
Good morning.
Sorry that you're just jumping in. We're actually just about ready to jump off the stream. So you can catch it in the replay right. Well, actually, you could just probably scroll back this scroll bar and watch it from the beginning if you want to. So
at 2 times the speed, and I'm much better at that speed.
She's much better when she's on speed.
Yeah, I'm so much better when I'm on speed. You watch me on speed.
Anyways, that's all we have for today. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here before I get more of these salty comments from people.
We're done.
We are done. So with that being said, thank you everybody for joining us this week. We will see you all again next week as we continue to keep you up to date with all the latest and greatest cult news from here and all around the world. So hope everybody has a wonderful week and we'll see you next week. Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you, buddy. That's why I love having you here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And let me drop this.
Here, I just got it.
You got the link for the Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan's dropped the link for the Discord. So come join us on the Discord in the Apostate Coalition. Discord. And we've
in the Discord.
We've been having a lot of new people joining us over there lately, and it's been some really great conversations. So
safe space, y'all. Keep it cool. Keep it cool. We love everybody. There. We love everybody. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Safe space. Doesn't mean we can't talk about hard topics, but you know what I'm saying. We love you. Yeah, and on that note.
Apostate your way, everybody.
Listen, obey, be blessed. Bye.
Bye.